Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I hope you guys are doing well and fantastic. Happy Friday. Yippee. It is Friday, so thank goodness. It is December 1st already, right? December. My goodness. I hope you guys are, like I said, doing well. This is going to be your daily reading for Friday, December 1st. All signs, right? So we're just going to jump right into it and see what's going on for you guys. New subscribers that have been around, likes, shares, comments, can't thank you guys enough. Every single reading that I do, just because the ways you love and support the channel and myself is so greatly appreciated. So thank you all for that. All right, let's see. Collective, what is going on today, Spirit, for the collective? What do they need to know? The fledgling individuality reminder. A lot of Spirit called it self-care. And not that I'm negating from Spirit, but this is just like, this is a new beginning. Could be you just needing to focus on you right now. Like, don't forget that you yourself, I can't talk today, surprise, surprise, there's the norm. You yourself are your own person. And I feel like for some of you could be being guided right now from the other side. You could be seeing signs or animals specifically that are kind of reminders of maybe something that has a personal feel to you. It's like getting back into your emotions of yourself right now. Like, nesting, taking some time to recuperate. Spirit just said needing to feel whole again. So you could have gotten like distracted with that. Don't forget, it's like, do you feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 different directions? Do you feel like things are not quite in a balanced space where you were before? And call it distractions, call it relationships, call it codependencies, toxicities, a lot of fire energy, a lot of passionate kind of energy, a lot of needing to feel loved or nurtured somehow from an external source. As I say that, I look down here. What do we have? Love. Make sure you're not forgetting about yourself. And for some reason, I wanted to go Scorpio. So specifically, I guess Scorpios, maybe you're in this energy right now, but across the board, guys, or you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Spirit just said time and space. Like, if you've been spending a lot of time with somebody doing something excessively, so whether it's, maybe being at home, working a lot, investing your time and energy into other people and other things, what about you? And I find it interesting, there's 2 10s here and then a 1, so new beginnings. 111 could very, very well be important for you guys, but there's just this need to kind of go, what do I need right now? What do I need today? Spirit saying, what do you want your weekend to look like for you? And those weekend readings, side note, will be out here before long as well following this video. So it's like, what is it that you are wanting for yourself? Because I feel like your focus is starting to shift from those external things back to a sense of self, going, you know what, if I wouldn't have spent time last night doing X, Y, and Z, I could have gotten, A, B, and C done last night, and then today this wouldn't be on my plate. So it's kind of like, what's going to alleviate stress for you? What's going to keep you on track to where it is that you're heading, what it is you're trying to achieve? Or even just more than anything, Spirit is going, the feeling about being fired up about you, the feeling about being passionate about you, giving to yourself, taking care of yourself, doing your hair, dressing nicely, or even just, popcorn and the couch for the weekend, whatever it might be. But it's like the focus needs to be shifted back to a sense of care of you. And when we deal with a lot of external energies, we're picking up on that energy and it tends to drain us. Excuse me, the Magician, Queen of Pentacles on the bottom, 3 of Cups. Yeah. I also feel like Spirit just said back to the drawing board with the Magician. He's got his table and it's very simplistic. It's 1 pentacle, 1 cup, 1 sword, 1 wand, as above, so below. The need to reground and reconnect with Spirit themselves, your higher guides. It is, Spirit is saying that your balance is in flux right now. And this could be a need to, again, there's that Page of Cups, nurturing the Hermit, the self, right? About your journey, the World card, I feel like with the World card, there may be a lot of mental stuff. Again, she's got the same wands as the Magician. What he started off with was 1, what she ended up with was 2. It's feeling like a lot of thought. Like when I'm looking at the signs of Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius on this, it's like she's in her own bubble and she's got all these things going on around her, right? She's sitting inside of her success and her victory and her wreath. But she's got all these other things around her. And the focus needs to be on her, what she's learned, what she's accomplished to date, what she's manifested, what she's multiplied. The Spirit's going, oh, from the 1 to the 2, the 1 to the 2. But I think with that 2 also, it's realizing she's maybe got a lot more options or choices. There need to leave options and choices open for the self. But in the process of getting there, there's the need to nurture the self. It's a need to give love to anything that you've learned, anything that is sparking up within you, part of that journey, right? Like looking back on all of the things that you've done and understanding why those things happen. And it could even just be a matter of self-forgiveness, because honestly, guys, like I feel like this is you giving to yourself, the need to give to the self. And it could be compassion. It could be love with that cup, right? It's emotional energy. It's like, it's funny because when you think about love and passion, and this is what's coming in, and that love card was sitting there in that deck, the Hermit is frozen, right? He's out in the cold. He's weathering the storm. He's got the snow at his feet. And with that, when you think about love, it warms the heart space, right? It gets the blood pumping again. It gets the circulation flowing again. So it's almost like I'm thawing, maybe somewhere in the midst of something going on for you again, whether it's work, love, family, responsibility. Spirit is saying that somewhere in that, you kind of put yourself out, on a shelf to dry, or to just kind of hang, freeze, put you on hold. You put our, my stomach is growling. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. It's like, feed me. Besides coffee for a change. But, you think about it in the sense that, you put your meat and stuff in the freezer, right? You want to keep it, you want to preserve it. So you put it in the freezer, you freeze it. You got to use heat to warm it back up. And that's kind of how I feel about this, is like, you need to warm yourself back up, getting back to this space of you see her chest. It's warm. It's heating up. There's fire energy within there. It's thawing out what she's put on reserve for herself. She's getting amped up and ready to make some moves in due time. So it's really how that feels right now. Is, and P.S. that's a 1 and the Magician is a 1. You take a look at these. 1 and 1, right? And I talked about that too. There it is. To the self and then a new beginning, rather than to the self and somebody else. 6 of Pentacles. You're realizing again, guys, 9 of Wands, wounded warrior, right? 6 of Pentacles in the reverse coming out. There are things that you're maybe like reassessing that weren't balanced and fair. You could have started something new. This could be a repeat cycle for some of you. I don't think it is for all of you. This could be a retest, which I've seen that coming up recently. And it's kind of like, to me, it's, do we want to carry on what we have dealt with in the past into this new year that's coming? We've got, 31 days left to move into something new, new year, new me, new beginnings, woo, and it doesn't have to be. I mean, your new beginning could be tomorrow. Your new beginning could be today. But, there's, as, most of us, we see that new year, regardless of whether you're here or outside of the United States, as a new beginning, because it goes back to 1 and we start something new, moving 23 to 24. But it could be a reflection too of, oh, I'm giving again to a situation that's not giving enough back to me. And it may be making you feel depleted, making you feel tired, a little worn out right now. The Emperor, the need to take control over your own life, a need to take control over your own situations that have caused burdens, confusions, and, massive endings. Again, this could just be a little bit of a retest, and Spirit is, I feel like Spirit is telling you just to hold on to your emotions. I feel like you guys are emotionally stable and moving through this. Oh my gosh, you guys. The 4 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. So it's like, hold on to that sense of emotional stability. I don't feel like you're you're losing control over anything, but it's a matter of restabilizing it, right? When the emperor is sitting on his throne and he's looking out to his kingdom, he restores order, he restores balance. And that could be the thing here, that it's like, we started this new journey at some point, and now in order to restore that balance, we need to get back to the very basics, the very beginnings of what's on the table. We don't need this big lavish thing. We just need to say, okay, this is what I've got here. This is what I have to work with. How can I restore this balance with this Emperor, Aries energy there, and start anew, right? So it's like, I don't feel like, and it may feel, I'm going to say for some of you, I feel like you may be, you could say spoiled for choice. It doesn't have to be, but it could just be one too many things. And like I said with that world card, it was like everything was outside of her bubble, but there were so many things to it to pay attention to. That Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio energy. What do I want to invest in? But it's also requiring, Spirit just said, the mix of all four elements. You can't be too much in your emotions. You can't be too much in your fire energy. There's the need to rebalance. When you think about it in that regard too, you've got all four elements on the table with the Magician. He's bringing in everything, a little bit of everything to alchemize the situation. So there comes the World card again. And the Chariot. Yes, the drive. And Spirit said efficiently moving forward too. So maybe you've tried a few things. They didn't quite work out the way that you thought they would. They were tried and tested, right? I keep saying about those tests that keep coming in for us. So you've tried something else, and you're realizing that there's something about that new start, that new beginning, that didn't maybe quite work out the way that you thought it would. So it's like, okay, we've tried this, and now it's time to move on and find a more empowered way of doing things. You know, how can I bring in the balance of both of these? Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? So, I mean, that's not a lemonade, or that's not a lemonade. It's not a lemon that the Emperor is holding, but that's the way I've seen it. And I'm like, okay, he's holding on to that, you know, it's like, it's funny. Like, you know, you see all kind of different things, and I've never ever, in all the years of doing this, ever seen that as a lemon, and, you know, something for him to help squeeze the juice out of that. Like, I don't even know why that was a thing, but it was. So we're gonna, that's what Spirit drew my attention to, and they're being funny today, apparently. So, yeah, the Emperor is making lemons out of lemonade. Or lemonade out of lemons. I'm a mess this morning. Anyhow, okay, it's Friday. My brain is done. It's been a long week. Emotional balance of that Queen of Cups again. And not... I do feel like there may be some hurt with that Knight of Swords hanging out behind the Queen of Cups. There's a little bit of influx. I don't feel like you guys are letting your emotions carry you away, but I do feel like as these emotions are coming to the surface, this could be sparking that fire energy. So for each of you, it's going to be different on how you're transmuting that energy. Are you using it for your better good? Are you using it to empower yourself into like, okay, I'm going to stop these distractions. I'm going to stop whatever this is. I'm going to start to forge forward. I'm going to use this for a good. Like, I'm going to channel that energy into something that's going to empower me rather than piss me off. Okay, it's kind of how it is. So it's like you could get angry about situations that maybe aren't fair or balanced, and you can get aggressive or passive aggressive and argumentative about things, or you can go, I'm going to use this to charge forward into the things that make me feel good. So I do feel like, you know, you want to watch your communication today, maybe over the weekend, even to the beginnings of next week, and go, you know, where am I putting those thoughts? Am I holding them in for good, or am I holding them in for things that are angering me? And am I going to use them in a positive manner rather than something that's going to kind of self-sabotage or cause me to, you know, stir the shit pot that might make life a little more complicated than it needs to be. So that's really the energy there. The Five of Pentacles. You guys are taking charge. Five of Pentacles and the Death card. Not allowing yourself to live in a space of lack. I've seen that Five of Pentacles. I'm like, you guys are moving forward, so what's going on? That's why I took that second, or looked at the bottom there, the Death card. Transmutation of this energy, the end of feeling a space of loss and lack. And you may not know what's, as I say that, you may not know, there's the High Priestess showing herself. The other side of this is love. The other side of this, with that Ace of Cups behind her, is the emotions. So it's like you're waiting to see what's coming, and what's coming. It's like you may not specifically know what is coming, but you know that something is coming. And who was that? Whose reading did I do? I don't know. I can't remember. I want to say Leo, but I don't think that's right. But it was something to the effect of, you don't know, but you know. And I really do feel on a collective scale that a lot of us, you know, we've dealt with a lot of the unseen, the unknowing of what is to come. And part of this Pluto in Aquarius, I think, is kind of like what we're going through right now is an amp up to understanding that we're not going to know everything. We're not supposed to know everything. And for some of us, that creates this immense fear. For others of us, it's creating patience. For others of us, it's like, well, ain't no different than last year, so who gives a shit, right? It's kind of like depending on your personality of how you're willing to engage with this, and then your past experiences. You know, how you feel about those things of not knowing, you know. And a lot of the times people with trauma and, you know, abandonment issues and things like that, the not knowing what to expect, there's the need to force the control so you know what's to come. Spirit's asking you to let go. Trust that your ships are coming in, right? Things are on the horizon for you, and you're going to have to trust the process. Give it love. Give it love, time, and attention, because it's coming in. And you got the Judgment card. Spirit is saying a beautiful new beginning. Things are thawing out. You're just going to have to be patient. It's coming. Again, you don't see it. You don't see how this is going to work out. But it's going to lead to something amazing for you. It really will. So you guys, it's like, the message today, very simple, is to be in a space of patience. Be in a space of understanding. It's reviewing. And I know I've said that so much lately. As I say that, I picked up the deck. Surrender fell out. Surrender yourself to whatever's going on outside of you and take care of you. That fledgling is to take care of you. That one, this is another new beginning. We've gone through these like death and rebirths so much this year. And it's going to continue for a little. And do you see what's behind that? Patience. I just said that. Like, you guys, I can't make it up. Like, there's your message. And I just say, you need to have patience. I picked up the deck, surrender fell, and I was like, okay, let's shuffle these. And then patience is sitting there. It's just, it's another time to let go. It's another time to surrender control. Take control over the things that you have the ability to take control over. And the only thing you have control over is you, right? So this is, just listen. Enjoy every single moment that you have with you, even with others, even, you know, that even if times are trying, and we've seen a lot of that Ten of Wands sitting in the underneath energy, the underlying energy, some Spirit just said something magical and beautiful was on the horizon. Things are falling into place. Spirit's asking you to go back to you. Don't forget that you, and I remember saying this to one of the signs at one point, don't forget that you are a human being. Don't forget that you need love, care, and attention. Nurture yourself like you would everything and everybody else. And if you feel like you're not giving enough to yourself, or you feel like you're falling short, I'm trying to put this into words the way Spirit's giving it to me. If you think, example, let's just say you're in a partnership, right? Because we can all equate to romantic partnerships. And you feel like for the last week you've been emotionally distant from that person, and you think that you should do better. How would you make up for or course correct the way you've handled them? Because if you've neglected yourself, you need to course correct the way you would for them, for yourself. I hope that's making sense the way I'm putting it. The way they're showing it to me, I can see it, I understand what they're saying, and trying to put it into the human form is a little bit of a different scenario. But that's how that feels. It's like, if you felt like you weren't giving enough love even to your kids, your cat, your dog, you know, what are you going to do? You can sit down on the couch with them and give them a time and attention, or take 5 minutes of your day and pet them and remind them that you love them, and you'll be sure to bring home the milk bones and the cat treats and the catnip tonight when you come home from work. Like, what do you need? If you've neglected you, what do you need? And ask yourself that. Like, we tend to forget, and I've used this so much in the intuitive guidance that I've given to other people and working on our emotions, and, you know, there's worth, that we don't ever look at ourselves as a person. We see everything else outside of us, but we forget about us. So when you look at you, what do you need? Start addressing you like, you're supposed to be your own best friend. You're the one person that you can always trust because you know where your intentions sit. You know what you're going to do before anybody else does. So that's your message. I hope it resonates for you guys. All right, the weekend reads will be out. I'm going to continue to work on December's readings. I'm sending you guys a ton of love. Aries and Cancers is out, and then we'll work on the rest of those. So I'm sending you guys a ton of love. Happy Friday to you, and I will see you soon. Bye.